One of my favorite things which I like to talk about a lot is technology, from anything from making old MP3 players or anything from old phones, but especially anything from the original iPhone to the iPhone 6. I actually use a ton of Apple products, including an iPhone and my MacBook Air from 2015. But one of the least used pieces of technology from Apple, let me introduce you to the iPad. Yeah, I don't use iPads that often, including like these past couple of years. I very rarely have used an iPad. The only ones which I really used are from years ago, and that was an iPad 4 and an iPad from my school. This is a 2013 iPad Air, one that I bought from Plug Tech, meaning to use this, and I just don't use it. And a lot of you are probably gonna ask, why? Isn't it like the device between the iPhone and a Mac? Yes, it was supposed to be that device in between, but the only thing which I've used this thing for is stream chat, and also another thing is put videos on it and then take it anywhere in case I don't want to bring my 2015 MacBook Air with me. My MSI gaming laptop is more useful than this iPad. Hell, even these broken AirPods, which literally I found at a parking lot of my job with one AirPod in it and a broken hinge, are more useful than the iPad. These are broken and I don't care about them. It's not like I don't have it loaded either. I got quite a few games on it, and I also have some social media apps. Although I do also have some other iPads, this is the first gen iPad from 2010, and this is a little bit more useful. The one thing which I would use this for is to be able to stream music out of it using a Bluetooth connection, which this would be very useful for because this has got 64 gigs. Even though it can't really entirely put my entire music library on it, I can still use this thing even today. This is a good media device. Another thing which I also have is this. This is the 2012 iPad mini. There's one problem though. This is iCloud locked. The previous owner didn't sign out of it, which makes it pretty much more useless. But yeah, one question, how is this more useful than this? This has only got 32 gigabytes in it, so this means that this couldn't even fit my entire music library even if I wanted to. And yes, I know it has a headphone jack, and yeah, I could put Spotify on this, but I don't want to use streaming services. I don't want to use Netflix. Plus, the thing is that even though Webtoon is also on this, this is too big for me. I actually prefer the iPad mini against this guy. It's just too big for me. I don't like the size of this guy. I use my iPhone 6 to read those and pretty much everything else. This is too big. See the size? It's just, I don't like that. And yeah, this is more useful than this to me apparently. Even though this is almost 10 years old. I would use this, but this is pretty useless in iOS 5.1.1. So this means that it is very much an obsolete product unless I use it for music media, which I mean, I could use. The headphone jack is broken though. I went to get my iPad mini. The AirPods case fell apart. So these smell horrible. And yeah, I downloaded quite a few games on this guy, including the entire Finance and Phrase series, Baldi's Basics, and a few others. But that was before I bought this guy, the MSI gaming laptop, and it pretty much lost its functionality in gaming too, unless I want to use this for portable gaming, which even then I also have my Nintendo Switch too, so that's another thing. Yeah, I could use this as a YouTube machine, but another thing is I have an Xbox 2 hooked up on a TV that also has YouTube, which means I don't have to be like this. Literally be an iPad Kid 2.0. Don't get me wrong, this is not a bad video machine too, but it's kind of one of those things where it's pretty useless in my opinion. I mean, I don't really need a video device to just hold up like this when in reality I have a TV that's slightly farther and I can just lay down and be in comfort without having my hands up unless I'm using a controller or something. Plus, the Xbox also has a lot of games on it and I can put in DVDs and Blu-rays and everything like that. This is kind of just limited its own digital format, so it's like, what's the point? It is thin though, and also I could take videos on iTunes and put it on this guy if I really wanted to, but I don't really need to most of the time, so I mean, this is pretty much just a paperweight, or theoretically. It just sits at my desk even with my MacBook, and yeah, pretty much this just does nothing most of the time, so yeah, there's nothing for this iPad to do at all. Besides probably maybe a stopwatch, maybe a clock if really useful. I guess we'll never know. And also another thing, the iPod can fit in your pocket. The iPad Air can't. Yeah, the iPad Mini can, but this guy is a lot smaller and can hold a lot more than my iPad Air. Yeah, and it also plays videos too. Yeah, you can see I've got the Grand Tour on here, and I love the Grand Tour. It's actually one of my favorite shows, but not the main point. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. At some point I'll get videos on this guy and do a tutorial or something. I'll see you guys later when I do a Tame Impala documentary. Bye!